Hey everybody, long time no see. For those of you who are new, you may have seen my videos 10 years ago, like Mapling Times, the band story collab, or just my character in Dre's Maple Combat. I wanted to share some news and updates like Maple Rush 7 is coming soon, but what I really wanted to talk about in this video is Maple Story Worlds, which is seeing its soft launch very soon. For those of you who aren't familiar with Maple Story Worlds, it's essentially a Maple game creator that Nexon is launching. You can use all of MapleStory's assets to build your own games within it. It works pretty similarly to Roblox if you're familiar with that. So they have a custom game editor where you do Lua scripting to program the game, and they also have a more accessible beginner program that works pretty similar to Mario Maker. So when I first heard about this, I didn't really care much. I didn't think really anyone would care too much about it, but the more I started learning about it, the more interesting it actually got to me. So this video is pretty much just to let other folks know what's coming and why I'm cautiously excited about this. So Maple Story Worlds has actually been out in Korea for 2 years already. There's all sorts of different games on there, like RPGs, tower defense games. There's a bunch of mini games, multiplayer games. There's voice chat functionality, but by far the most popular game on there is something called Maple Land. And so the developers of Maple Land have just used Maple Story Worlds to recreate the entire old school Maple Story game experience. So it's like the most official way to play classic Maple Story. And it's doing really well in Korea. They have over 1.4 million unique users, along with an estimated 50 to 100,000 concurrent players, which is pretty big numbers for multiplayer games in general, and it's really big considering that it's Korea only at the moment. So my clickbait thumbnail is really just an anticipation on how it could do here, and while no one really knows how classic MapleStory would do globally, I think that there could be some momentum for a few reasons. People could compare this to private servers and say Maple Lands wouldn't be any different, but I disagree. I've joined maybe 3 different private servers in the past, which all of them are taken down now with all my characters and data gone. And so that, along with many other reasons about private servers, I think myself and other people just don't want to mess with unofficial versions of the game anymore. So playing Maple Land, which would never get hit by a cease and desist, Nexon knows about it. It's on Nexon's servers. They would never have server issues. I think optimistically that could pull a wider audience that has just been craving that classic MapleStory experience again, because I don't know what's up with 2024 this year, but I've been getting hit hard with the MapleStory nostalgia in my YouTube algorithm. Is anyone else? Big recommend to these creators and their videos if you're seeking out more classic Maple content. It really just makes me want to play Maple again, so it's just awesome to see that it could be coming soon. But I should put out a giant disclaimer that MapleStory Worlds is advertised as a soft launch, and MapleStory Worlds is not the same thing as Maple Land. So while the platform is coming out in a few days, we don't know when exactly Maple Lands will be releasing. There are other developers and teams that are working on their own Maple Classic versions. So while I think 90% of the people who sign up for Maple Worlds are probably seeking out the traditional remake experience, I am actually pretty interested in making games for the other 10% of players who are open to all sorts of other kinds of games on the platform. Why I'm kind of excited as a creator, MapleStory Worlds offers 2 ways to contribute. You can either submit games or create avatar cosmetics. And while going through the documentation, I was surprised to see all sorts of non-MapleStory things supported in the game, like introducing physics objects where you could create puzzle game-like experiences. And they also have a YouTube embed. You could just straight up play YouTube videos in there. So I don't know, I can make a interactive Maple Combat type of game, or have just in-game cinematics or something, or a world that's like an MMV watch party where people can just vibe out and listen to classic MMVs in a shared space. And so, yeah, while there's limitations on what you can do in MapleStory Worlds, I am finding a lot of ways to be creative within those constraints. I'm still cooking on those ideas, and maybe it won't go anywhere, but it's kind of crazy that I started making MapleStory videos 17 years ago, and this dang mushroom game still kind of just gets me excited. I get ideas. I don't know, I just want to try it out, see how it goes. I think also for MapleStory Worlds to succeed, creators like me, or maybe you too if you're watching and make MapleStory things, you know, you could jump in and make some cool stuff for it. So yeah, my short-term plan is to explore MapleStory Worlds and see how it goes. It's not even out yet. I'm just like preemptively excited about it. So learn the ins and outs and maybe upload a game or some cosmetics myself. I might make more videos about this if I really get into it. And yeah, if you're interested in either following along or trying out some of the creator stuff, I'll be setting up a Discord server with resources and links to help you get started. And then on that Discord server, I'll also be posting updates on whatever I'm working on. If I make a game in the future, hopefully you wouldn't mind checking it out later. It would also be cool to connect with others who are interested in being creators for it. I plan to use it as a place where people could do self-promotion, so you could share your games and cosmetics. And also some of my more ambitious ideas would probably need some classic Sprite Fan 2 collab style effort, especially seeking out programmers to work with, since myself and all my friends are stronger in the art department. So if you've been listening in and you're interested in doing this weird MapleStory Roblox thing, join the Discord. But to wrap things up, I basically just wanted to make this video to spread some awareness about MapleStory Worlds, see if it sounds interesting to anyone else. And then last bit of news is I'll be going to MapleStory Fest 2024 in LA. I'm mostly just going to buy the mushroom shirt. I'm probably just going to get there early, stand in the line, buy the shirt, and dip out. But if you somehow know what I look like and find me, feel free to say hi if you're going. But yeah, thanks for listening, and see you for Maple Rush 7.